Then we became transition lovers for each other to help get over bad breakups. It worked out so well that we are now married. People ask Reddit. For those who slept with your best friend, what happened? My best friend in middle school and I experimented randomly a couple times during sleepovers. It never became weird or uncomfortable between us, and now her and her husband call me their baby's auntie and I come over every couple of days to hang out. This happened to my cousin, not me. She slept with her best friend, also female, once when they were really drunk. They both believed they were straight and so they just figured they were feeling really lonely or something and that's why it happened. But then it kept happening, and they realized they both had feelings for each other. Now they've been dating for a couple of years. With my same-sex best friend. I was bored after watching hours of hentai, for work oddly enough. We got into the shower together and had sex. We are still friends. With my opposite-sex best friend, Netflix and chill turned into dating, marriage, then children together. I had feelings for this girl. When I told her about it, she politely rejected them, but we became better friends and then best friends. We're now roommates and at first nothing happened. Then one day I came home and she was naked, but she didn't try to cover it up. I told her nice boobs, and we started talking about our bodies. She told me if I'm going to be naked you need to too, and we both were naked, and soon enough I said we should have sex so we can be better at it when we actually sleep with other people. We were young and didn't know everyone is different. And every week we would sex whilst telling each other what feels good, or just casually talking about our days. We're still friends, but damn, she was the best ever. We hadn't seen each other in a while and had both recently broke up with our significant others. She called out of the blue and wanted to hang out. Wound up going to a private beach I had recently found. It was innocent and pretty fun. We went out in the water and she jumped on my back and we stayed like that for what seemed like hours. Next thing you know, we were back on shore having sex on the beach. Yeah, sand. It was honestly one of the best and most emotional experiences I've had with someone I didn't romantically love. We wound up continuing this behavior for a good month or so. We never spoke of it. We had sex every time we saw each other and it was always amazing. Then we just stopped. That was at least 10 years ago. We're both married to other people, and she and I haven't spoken about what happened to this day. I don't even think about it when we talk. But I don't regret it for a second. If you need to be drunk to sleep with your best friend, then I can't imagine it being all that great long term. So we started hanging out and became best friends really quickly. We both enjoyed the exact same things, except music, but we still let each other play whatever on road trips. Anyway, she poured her heart out to me, but I had a girlfriend at the time, so I felt the need to shut her down because that's what I was taught. Well, give it another 2 weeks and she's on vacation. I finally realized I'm in love with my best friend, so I called her and told her how I felt. She came home that night, 4-hour drive, and gave me the biggest goddamn hug and kiss I've ever gotten in my life. It was a very passionate night. Then I broke up with my girlfriend the next day and started dating my best friend. We are already talking about marriage and everything else. I honestly am the happiest I've been my entire life and love her more than I've loved anything in my life. I'll be popping the question this fall and have already gotten the ring. A person at a party yelled kiss him when he showed up, so he kissed me. Later, I started staying over at his place. Eventually he moved. We planned on getting together years later. But he died. I am still sad. Same sex. Well, she came to sleep over one night and started feeling me up. Things took off from there. I knew she was bisexual, but I wasn't certain about my own sexuality. I had known her since we were kids and found her attractive, but she was the dominant one who really took charge. I was lost, but it felt good, I guess. I don't know how to label myself. I think I'm straight, but how could I be if I enjoyed it? I don't find any other girl attractive besides her. The next day we woke up cuddling each other and went about our day. I think we got McDonald's breakfast, or something. If you want to support our new channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. We would also love to read some feedback in the comments. Thank you very much. We had always been close and very comfortable together. Then I was going away for the military. Stayed at her place with friends. One of the friends hit on me and we made out a little. She got jealous, but I didn't realize that at the time, so the other girl left. Slept in her bed together, which was normal, and she initiated. Never happened after, and we are still great friends. There was plenty of alcohol that was involved, but of course the tension had been building over the past couple of years. Long story short, it ruined our friendship, which was likely to end anyways because we lived in different states and had very differing life goals. We don't talk at all anymore. I don't regret it because if we hadn't done it I would have regretted that much more. Has happened twice. First time we didn't know each other that well, but we had a lot in common. She had just moved back to the same country as me and was in an open relationship with a guy from back home. He became FWB. It was quite good while it lasted, although it was my first time, so I'm going to assume I was ship. That was 4 years ago. We hooked up again a few months back while unbelievably drunk. But we are extremely good friends and it doesn't really affect us at all. The second one was a girl who I had been friends with for ages and was only just out of a long-term relationship. We went out for drinks and I thought she was flirting with me. She told me while drunk that she was trying to get me to go back to hers the whole night. It's been almost 2 months since then and I'm kind of hoping it will evolve into a relationship. Literal boredom. The movie we wanted to see was sold out and the cable was out. We drank half a jar of peach hooch and ended up sexing all night. We then proceeded to joke about it at work from that point on and never did it again. Even though we both had fun, I haven't seen her in 10 years, but if I had the opportunity I'd still marry her in a second. We were both horny and lonely. She had a kid and was going through a lot with her ex-child's father, and I was trying to get over an ex. We had talked about potentially doing stuff, and we eventually did once. I became extremely depressed after and she cried. We both swore to never do it or talk about it again, and we're still best friends. We just pretend it didn't happen. We had started sort of dating but not officially dating. One night I picked her up from work to hang out, then we were watching a show together on the couch, and she put her legs around one of my legs, then one thing led to another thing and some stuff happened. We started officially dating after that, but it didn't last because after she moved only an hour away for college, she got really flaky. At first we were just seeing each other less because she was busy, and then she would go weeks at a time without so much as replying to a text. When I broke up with her through text because at that point she never answered her phone, she posted a long-winded, passive-aggressive Facebook post about how pissed she was and how much fun she was going to have at an upcoming Halloween party. From that point I unfollowed her on Facebook, a bit later sent her an apology for the text breakup, and other than that she likes some of my posts sometimes, but we haven't talked. We kind of did it in reverse. We met and hooked up, then become best friends after. We still slept together regularly. If one of us gets into a relationship we stop. I currently have a boyfriend, but he's still one of my best friends. My BF knows our history too and it doesn't bother him, so that's A+. I was his client but we became good friends really quickly. There was always a flirtatious component to our friendship, but we kept it professional. A few years later, I switched careers and stopped being his client, but we stayed close friends. One night while hanging out, we fell into a bottle of booze and shit got super weird but in a really good way. Duckin' made us even better friends and we talk every damn day now. Odds are if we are single again at the same time, we'll probably duck again, but regardless we are friends for life. Banging just gave us a really hilarious inside joke. It was a night of firsts for us in a number of filthy ways. We can tell each other anything and I am super grateful for his presence in my life. We got drunk at a party and she invited me back to her place for a nightcap. We did it. It was magical. For me, it felt better than anyone else I've ever had sex with. She came for the first time. So we started dating. Now 10.5 years later we're married, and just had our first child. We got drunk, we slept together, we woke in the morning, looked at each other, laughed, carried on. We're still best mates 13 years later. She was my best woman at my wedding. We were best friends for 3 years. Then we became transition lovers for each other to help get over bad breakups. It worked out so well that we are now married. We have been together romantically for 10 years. It is the easiest relationship ever. She took my virginity, I was a late bloomer, and we continued to date and had 4 years of awesome sex. The combination of young love with a best friend is fantastic. We eventually parted ways as marriage would not work for us, although both of us have been happily married for quite a while. I still think of her often and, On the few times I have spoken to her recently, it was just like a comfortable conversation with any old friend. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.